Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial video. In this video we would learn linear equations. We would discuss linear equation in one variable, linear equation in two variables, and we would also learn what is called first degree equations. And then I'm going to teach you how to solve linear equations. Now before we continue, if you are new to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, like, comment, and share this video to your families and friends. Let's get a pen and paper. Let's learn something. Linear equation. Now, what is linear equation? A linear equation is a mathematical statement that contains only terms in one variable and constant, and the highest power of the variable is 1. Okay, I am going to explain this definition one by one. Now, these are examples of linear equations. Okay, so these are examples of linear equations. Linear equation. Now, how do you identify a linear equation? Linear equations are always in 3 terms, 3 or 4 terms. Okay, now how do you identify the terms? You have one term, the second term, and the third term. Now, the 6 and 16 is called the constant. This is called the equality sign. This is the operator. 2 is the coefficient of x. And what is x? X is the unknown, called the variable. Now, do not forget from the definition of linear equation that says the highest power of the variable is 1. Okay, now the variable here is the x. The variable here is the x. This s is in the power of 1. Okay, now this s has a power of 1, which makes it a linear equation. 6 plus 3xy equals to 15. Is this a linear equation? Let's find out. Every linear equation are always in 3 to 4 terms, but this is in 3 terms. The first term, second term, and the third term. The x, the variable here, has a power of 1, and the variable here has a power of 1. So if you add it together, you have 2. So this has the power of 2. Now, I can tell you that this is a linear equation. Okay, I'm going to explain with another example. Okay, so is this a linear equation? Let's find out. 2xy minus 7 equals to 12. The power of this x is 1. The power of y is 1. 1 plus 1 is what? 2. Minus 7 equals to what? 12. This is not a linear equation, and the highest power of the variable is 1. Now, the first term, whenever the power of the variable in the first term is equal to 1, then you have a linear equation or a first degree equation. But when it is more than 1, in this case it is 2, then it is not a linear equation nor a first degree equation. Okay, alright, so I'm going to teach you how to solve linear equation. Now, take for example 2x plus 6 equals to 16. In every equation, we have 2 sides, the LHS and the RHS. That is the left hand side and the right hand side. Now, look to this. Okay, now we are going to move these constant to the other side, and then you're going to have something like this. 2x equals 16 minus 6. Now, why is this so? The constant here is positive. If it moves to the other side, it becomes a negative. Let's continue. Then you have 2x equals 10. Now, what do you do here? We're going to divide both sides, this side, by the coefficient of the unknown. Now, what is the coefficient here? 2. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. Okay, and then 2 will cut to, leaving the variable equals to 5. Let's take another example. It says 50 plus y equals to 11y. What do? You move the y to the right hand side, and then you're going to have something like this. Okay, and then you're going to take away y from 11y's, and then you're going to have something like this, 10y. Now what do you do in this case? We will also divide the coefficient of the variable on both sides, and then you have y equals 5. Very simple. Let's take another example. When you have 4x plus 3 equals to 3x plus 12, what do? You collect like terms, and then you have 4x minus 3x equals 12 minus 3, and then you have the 3x move from the left hand side, from the right hand side into the left hand side, and then you have the plus 3 moves from the left hand side to the right hand side, and then you're going to have x equals to 9. Okay, let's take another example. Here we have to solve these equation. Now what do? The first thing you're going to do, you're going to expand, and then you would collect like terms. How do you expand? You would use the 3 to open the bracket, and you would have 3x minus 6. 3 times x equals 3x. 3 times minus 2 equals minus 6 on the left hand side. Now let's go to the right hand side. We're going to do exactly what we did here in the right hand side. Boom, you have it as 4x minus 20. Now what do? We're going to collect like terms, and then you have 3x minus 8x equals to minus 20 plus 6, and then we're going to have minus 5x equals to minus 14. Now what are you going to do? We're going to divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable, which is x, and then we're going to have x equals minus 14 all over minus 5, and then we have x equals to 2 whole number 4 over 5. It is very simple. Okay, let's take this example. I want to show you how to solve complex linear equation like this. Now what are we going to do in this case? We are going to look on this side, the left hand side, and then you have minus 5. We are going to take it to the other side, and then when it travels to the other side, the sign changes. Now look at, we have 4 over 5 equals 4 over 5 plus open bracket y plus 1 close bracket equals to 15 plus 5, and then you're going to have equals to 20. Okay, now what are we going to do? We are going to multiply both sides by 5. Why are we doing so? We are doing so as to eliminate this denominator 5. Show you how to do that. Watch it. 4 over 5 open bracket y plus 1 close bracket equals 20 times 5, and then we're going to multiply this side by 5 like that. Okay, so 5 will cut 5, leaving 4 plus y plus 1 equals 20 times 5, which is what, 100, and then you have something like this. Very simple. Now what are we going to do here? We're going to expand this equation, and we're going to have 4y plus 4 equals 100. So what are we going to do? We'll take this 4 to the other side, and then it becomes a negative 4, and you have something like this, and then you have something like this. So what are we going to do here? We're going to do what we've been doing in the previous examples by dividing the coefficients on both sides, and then you have y equals 24. Is linear equation in 2 variables. When you have 2x minus 6 equals 24 as equation 1, and then we have 4x plus 4 equals 16 as equation 2. Now when you solve them together, it is called simultaneous linear equation. In this channel, I have discussed in one of the tutorial videos how to solve simultaneous equation. Do well to check the video. Kindly subscribe to this channel, comment, like the video, and share it to your families and friends. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.